The handover from global markets was a tad bit on the softer side, with no major moves coming in either from the US indices or any of the European indices. Let me start off with the US markets then. All three major indices in fact closed flat, while the S&P 500 hit a fresh all-time high. The Dow Jones gained about 16 points, which was largely led by JP Morgan Chase. S&P 500, like I was telling you, also hit a lifetime high, and that also gained marginally as 5 out of 11 sectors closed in the positive. Now talking about the Nasdaq index, which is the tech heavy index, that in fact declined about 0.1%, and 7 out of its 8 sectors closed negative. Now this was despite the fact that shares of Facebook, Amazon, Apple as well as Alphabet, or popularly called as Google, gained over 1% each. Moving on to the European markets, once again we had no major moves coming in over here. The DAX index snapped its 2-day gaining streak and posted the worst day that we've had since 24th of March this year, while the CAC index ended off the day's high and snapped its 2-day winning streak as well. The FTSE 100 index gained almost 1% and extended its winning streak to 3 days in a row. So that was as far as the equity markets are concerned. Let us also look at how the Asian markets have opened up. Most of them are trading soft, with a weak note that we are getting from the Asian indices. The SGX Nifty also trading flat, however that is trading with a positive bias. Moving on to the oil markets then, both versions, the WTI as well as Brent oil, gained about more than 0.5% each and closed higher for the second straight day. Now the US inventory in the oil markets, that actually fell 3.5 million barrels for last week. However, the gasoline inventory did see a rise of 4 million barrels. As far as metals are concerned, you had the LME base metal index that actually took a pause and posted the worst day of the month so far and declined about 1%. Now LME copper was the largest contributor over here. That declined more than 1% and posted the worst day that we've had in a couple of weeks. Most of the other base metals closed with a negative bias except for nickel and zinc. DC iron ore prices also took a pause after its 4-day gaining streak. And from the precious metal space, there were no major moves coming in over here. Gold posted its worst day that we've had since the start of this year. The dollar index made a comeback of sorts, that snapped a 2-day losing streak and also posted the best day of April so far. The US 10-year yield, that snapped its 3-day losing streak and closed at about 1.67%. Lastly, talking about the cryptocurrencies, there was a fall that we saw in Bitcoin that declined about 3.5% and posted the worst day that we've had in a couple of weeks.